If somebody had told me a year ago that a year from now the PlayStation 5 will have the best looking graphical games around, would I have believed it? Well, of course I would have believed it, because the 1.8 teraflop base PlayStation 4 had the best looking games around, even beating those on a 6 teraflop Xbox One X. It's all in how you do it. The talent of these teams, it's something that I find to be incredibly fascinating, that no matter what happens, it always just seems like Microsoft can't get it done, and Sony's developers tend to get it done at an alarming rate, to be quite honestly with you. I mean, Insomniac Games literally out here killing it, probably one of the kind of solidify themselves as one of the top developers in the world right now, and I don't think anybody would disagree with that statement. I mean, the way that they've been able to get out games, if you think about it, 2014 Sunset Overdrive, 2016 they did Ratchet and Clank, 2018 Spider-Man, 2020 Spider-Man Miles Morales, 2021 obviously Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, in between Spider-Man Remastered, in between that some VR games, Song of the Deep. They've really just kind of gone all out and been one of the most fascinating developers to do anything on the PlayStation 5. And they managed to get some incredible things out of there too, because if you think about it, when they launched, when they launched Spider-Man Miles Morales on PlayStation 5, I was like, hey, this is really cool. It launched with two modes or whatever, like a 4K 30 and I'm going to guess it was 1440p 60. And then the ray tracing mode was only on the 4K 30. Now, a little bit later, they came out with a patch for a 1440p 60 frames with ray tracing enabled, and it looked, now it's just the mode that you had to play it under, and they even got some machine learning and things like that involved with the game, which I thought was pretty incredible. And with all that being said, they really managed to kind of go out there and get some things, impressive things done. And I got to say, that makes me very happy, because that was just the best way to play the game. Now they have Ratchet and Clank coming out, of course. Obviously, everybody's going to be talking about it. We're seeing some things for it, and they actually showed off some stuff for it themselves in this tech demo that really kind of showcases just how amazing the PlayStation is. You know what I mean? Like, blows my mind. But I wanted to get into it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Crapgamer here with Crapgamer Reviews, back with another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. I really do appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe. That's all I pretty much ask for when it comes to this kind of stuff. Rebuilding, it's not easy, but I'm out here trying my best, and much appreciate it. So when it comes to Ratchet and Clank, this is hands down probably the best looking game I've ever seen so far. I can't wait to play it. As you guys know, I already have it pre-downloaded and all that kind of stuff. So we'll have to see how it see how it kind of goes out. But Insomniac Games actually confirmed on Twitter that Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart will indeed also have performance and performance ray tracing modes, but players are going to need to install the day one patch and the update to actually gain access to them. Announced, this means that only the fidelity mode running at 30 frames per second is installed directly onto the disc, but for most people this is great and offers players the best of both worlds: a full performance mode, an option to still experience the game's ray tracing effects at a high frame rate. They actually teased it with some video, a little bit under a minute of it. They said players who update PS5 Ratchet Clank on day one access our performance and performance ray tracing modes. Enjoy a sneak peek at 60 frames per second gameplay with ray tracing enabled. Obviously, just days away from Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, Insomniac Games, they recently celebrated the history of the franchise, which I thought they did a good job of, with an incredible kind of montage of them going through the year. Now, the one thing that I like about it is, it's just one of those funny situations where gamers are kind of like talking about this stuff, and obviously a lot of people thought that the PS5 wouldn't be able to do something, wouldn't be able to do this, wouldn't be able to do that, and now we see that the PlayStation 5 is out there overperforming what we thought it could do, and just out there really just doing some phenomenal things like this. If you look at it, like the ray tracing mode and things like that, you would think that it would take a lot off of the graphics, but it doesn't. It really just goes and kind of, you have this amazing looking game that's doing things that we've never seen before, and I think that's all thanks to the PlayStation 5 hardware. Now, I'm in no way, shape, or form mocking the Xbox Series X here, because I feel like the Xbox Series X is a very powerful console, but the only person they have to blame for the kind of looking down situation is the fact that they don't have any games. I mean, they only can blame themselves. You know, when you're out there planning and R&Ding new consoles, you know, you have to have games in the back of your mind and games to be ready, right? Like, I mean, they did the Xbox One X with hardly anything launching. I mean, Super Lucky Tales and a Forza game, but that was a hell of a lot better of a launch than the Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S got. That's for damn sure. You know, the thing didn't launch with anything. So, you know, it just really does depend on kind of what's going on with these companies and how they kind of react to this kind of stuff. But for me personally, I just have to say that I find it to be very fascinating, very interesting, how these companies kind of differ from each other, whereas Sony is more about the games. Microsoft and their fans have been really relying on talking up tools and all this kind of stuff, which is a weird situation. Like, why would they have to talk up power? Like, I understand talking about power, you know what I mean? That's, you know what I mean? Like, leading up to a launch. And I can understand that, but I also have to say that, you know, when you're 7 months, 8 months into a launch of a console, and you're still talking about power, you know, that's really kind of a head scratcher right there. I don't understand what the deal is with that, but you know, it's kind of strange and really just kind of underscores kind of what's going on with everything going on in the world and gaming and all this kind of stuff. I just find it to be very odd, and you know, in general, to be able to see what the PlayStation 5 has been able to do, despite the fact that, you know, it's supposedly so much less powerful, and you know, supposedly this and supposedly that. I think it does really just kind of depend on who's going to be doing what going forward. You know, it's just, to me, is just odd to see. You know, when we see how gorgeous Ratchet and Clank look and how people are kind of just like blown away by what's going on, I'm just like, for myself as a fan, I'm just sitting there going, how the hell is this console being able to pull this kind of stuff off? Multiple different performance modes, because I think we all wanted that option. You know what I mean? Like, oh, we get options as fans, and you know, and that's what's been absolutely incredible to see that happen. You know, we're getting all these options, and we're getting, you know, different choices, and you know, all this kind of good stuff. And I think that it's phenomenal that we're getting that as fans, and I love it. And I'm gonna, of course, link this stuff. You guys can check it out. I think that it really it's beautiful. I mean, it's absolutely stunning to see this. So yeah, hopefully we can continue to see things go this way. I know I'm excited by what the future is going to bring, and you know, for me personally, this is what I've been waiting for a long time, man. A true PlayStation 5 exclusive that's going to take full advantage of the hardware. I'm loving it. I'm sure you guys are very excited about this. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments, and I thank you greatly for checking out one of my videos. Have a fantastic day. Rack 'em up. Crapgamer out.